guys, welcome back to the vlog. I'm gonna be home alone tonight. From the last video you guys saw, I got my nail pulled, so I can't really go out. It's also raining outside, so I don't really wanna go out anyway. So tonight, we're gonna be making cookies. I'm having tostadas. I'm having shrimp tostadas with avocado, so I'm just making that right now for myself. But I'm so hungry. Okay. We're making moves right now. I brought out my lovely KitchenAid, and honestly, I haven't used her since we moved. So I'm very excited to pull her out for the holidays. This is honestly gonna be my first time in a while baking cookies. I don't remember the last time I made cookies. But because I haven't used this in a while, I just wiped it down and I'm cleaning the bowl and the mixer, just to make sure everything is clean. I was watching Mia Sayoko, so I think I'm gonna finish that video because she was doing her meal prep. And I aspire to have the discipline that she does. But here we are making cookies, so I'm gonna be making cookies. 8 ounces of the cup, right? So the recipe calls for 1 cup of butter. So this is an entire cup. Technically we're supposed to do unsalted butter, but I don't really care that much. So I'm using salted butter. I always use salted butter. I really don't care. I also am going to be doing this recipe differently than I usually do. So in another video, I'll show you guys how I do it properly and the actual ingredients that I use. But right now we are out of granulated sugar, and I looked online and you can honestly just switch out granulated sugar and brown sugar, so that's what we're gonna do. So what I'm gonna do, because I forgot to take this out, I'm going to put this in the microwave for a couple of seconds. If you guys didn't know, I used to work at Crumbl. I'm not gonna say that much. I'm not going to expose the recipes, but they did teach me how to kind of soften butter. So let's see if I remember how to do it. We are preheating the oven to 375. At my old house with my old oven, we used to do 350, but that was because my oven ran hot, and this oven doesn't run hot, so we're gonna do 375. So I'm gonna leave that out for a little bit, and I'm not gonna do any more than a minute. And the reason why I do it in increments is because if you do it for like a full minute, it's just gonna liquefy. Whereas if you do it in increments, you check on it, it's not going to be that consistent heat where it's gonna melt and liquefy the butter. At least that's what I'm pretty sure happens. I actually don't know. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to do the dry ingredients first in a separate bowl. So what's lovely about this kitchen is that it's so small that the bowls are literally right under me. Let me see if I could get a better angle for you guys to kind of show you guys what I'm doing. Yeah, I feel like that looks better. Yeah? What do y'all think? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit actually. I'm a tall girl, okay? I'm a tall girl. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do dry ingredients first, right? Now I'm a little rusty. I haven't baked in a while, so I am going to use the recipe on here. This is the actual recipe I use anyway. So I always just have this. I always use Nestle Toll House chocolate chips just to have it with me. The main ingredients for at least the the dry ingredients is flour, baking soda, and salt. And that's pretty much it. Everything else goes in the wet ingredients because it's a lot of sugar and vanilla extract, eggs, butter, all of those things. So those go in with the wet ingredients. My one concern about this recipe, or I guess about me baking these cookies, is I don't have a scooper because the scooper we used to use broke. So I'm just gonna have to hope and pray for the best. Also, I'm not a professional, by the way. I never went to culinary school. I hope we all know this. I don't think this is open, so we're gonna open this thing of flour. I'm a little nervous to open her up, but I remember I bought this so I can make my cottage cheese bagels. And honestly, ever since I got here, I haven't made a single cottage cheese bagel. Now, this is in no way a tutorial, but if you guys want to like do this recipe, that's why I'm kind of, I guess, instructing and talking to you guys. I enjoy it when people cook. Like, for example, I watch a lot of Miss Remy Ashton, now Miss Remy Parsons content, and whenever she makes food, she just says what she puts in. Like, she always talks about like what she's putting in to her concoctions and her recipes and stuff. So that's why I'm talking so much and talking about the ingredients and whatever. Here is my baking soda. We have a big bag. I just put a couple scoops in this bag and I'm bringing it over to the kitchen. This is bakeable baking soda and I'm gonna put this in the fridge. This is not what you think it is, I promise. Here we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mix this up with like a spoon and just kind of fold it in there, kind of get everything integrated together, even though it's literally just a ton of flour and then like 2 tablespoons of like something else. You still want to make sure everything's kind of just integrated, you know? So this is what I like to do. It gives me some peace of mind. So I'm also trying to stall for the butter. So, and also once it's time to do the wet ingredients, I don't have to wait. So that'll kind of be nice. Butter, sugar, vanilla extract. I'm going to microwave this for like 20 more seconds. This calls for granulated sugar and brown sugar, but we don't have granulated sugar. So I'm just going to do a double scoop of brown sugar. This is a 3/4 cup and it calls for 3/4 cups. So I'm just gonna do 2 scoops. I looked it up. I don't know if this is true, but it's kind of the same thing. The only difference is that these cookies are going to taste a little more caramelly, which I don't see a problem with. I'm going to see if, honestly, I don't know how much it didn't show you, but if it was deleted, I just put 2 3/4 cups of brown sugar because I looked it up and it said there kind of wasn't a difference when it came to brown sugar. The only difference there might be is the taste. It might taste a little more caramelly. The cookies might feel a little denser, which I don't find a problem with. They're fairly small cookies. I usually make them pretty small, so I don't really see a problem with it. I would understand, if I made like really big, like crumble sized cookies, but because I make like the cookies I usually make are about half the size or maybe like 3/4 of the size and like half the thickness of a crumble cookie, I think it should be fine. Okay, and then another tablespoon of vanilla extract. Oh, it's gonna be pretty vanilla-y. And I'm honestly okay with that. It smells so good. Oh my gosh, it's working! Jesus. Beautiful. I did not get a shell in there because I would have honestly crashed out if I did get one. I also didn't realize that my oven was not on this whole time, and I thought I set it. I didn't press start. Boy, oh boy. Well, it's preheating right now, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna open this up. Is one bag 2 cups? I don't think so. This is 4, 6. 2.5 cups. But I only need 2 cups, so we are going to measure her out for good measure. Oh shoot. Yes. We love a chocolatey chocolate chip cookie. If you don't, this is not the right video. Alrighty. And I honestly just like to use one of these spatula thingies. I'm gonna get a more like sturdy one, plasticky if you will. Or, yeah. I like using this one, but I love using this one when I'm like baking and stuff because it's more flexible. Or when I'm making the dough because it's more flexible with the bowl. But when it comes to this part, I need like that sturdy spatula. I just need to, honestly, this feels like an arm workout. I feel like I'm really like going ham here. Okay, we're gonna bake these in the oven for about 13 minutes. Might do 14 or 15 because they are on the bigger side of how I usually scoop them. So, yeah, but yay! Okay, the cookies are ready to take out of the oven, so see how they turned out. Wow. Oh, they're a little overbaked. Next batch, what did I do? 13 minutes? We're gonna do 12 minutes next time. What does the bag even say? The bag says 9 to 11 minutes. They're so overbaked. But that's okay because this is these are the trial runs. This is the trial run, guys. Okay, so the cookies are kind of cool, a little bit, but they're best when they're warm, so obviously I'm gonna try one. I know these are underbaked, or not underbaked, overbaked, or overcooked. So I'm honestly gonna take the one that looks the least overcooked, which is probably gonna be one of these two. I'm just gonna take this one. So, but honestly, they look so good. Like, she kind of ate with that, I feel. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, they're overbaked, but that's okay. I'm gonna have a bite. Yeah. Like I said, you can tell that they're overbaked, but they're still good. Wow. Oh my god, I need milk with that though. We don't have milk. I'm using almond milk. Oh shoot, it's gonna fall apart. Wow. And I think my favorite part about these cookies are that they're crunchy on the outside, but they're really chewy on the inside. Woo! Like, this is perfectly soft, and this has a perfect crunch. Wow. I just ate that whole cookie. My battery's gonna die. My battery's about to die, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.